Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite Nhl DFS plays for this Wednesday, November 22nd slate. And we had ourselves 14 games here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and then we'll wrap up the video with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive right into this. And before we break down a couple of my favorite line stacks here, let's cover these 14 games showing you the money lines and over-unders. First set of games here, we got the Devils at Red Wings, Oilers at Hurricanes, Bruins at Panthers, Rangers at Penguins, Jets at Lightning, Sabres at Capitals, and the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Next set of games here, we got the Flyers at Islanders, Blues at Coyotes, Flames at Predators, Golden Knights at Stars, Canucks at Avalanche, Sharks at Kraken, and the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Anaheim Ducks. And then here's a quick midweek schedule update. Last NHL video here for this week. No content tomorrow for Thanksgiving here in America. I do have my favorite cash game plays coming out on Friday, favorite tournament plays coming out on Saturday. And then note in the bottom right-hand corner there, I will be on vacation starting this Sunday through next Sunday. I will not be making content while out on vacation, but I plan to give some updates in my Discord channel. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below, or just leave me a comment on this video and I'm happy to send you an invite. With all that said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. Now, there's 14 games, 28 different teams. Obviously, a lot to love about this slate. We got some high-priced options we can absolutely pay up for. We got McKinnon, McDavid, Pasternak, Kucherov, all sorts of studs here tonight. But I'm going to highlight this first line for the St. Louis Blues, and that's Robert Thomas centering Jordan Kyrou and Pavel Buchnevich. Now, pretty affordable here, considering the upside that they do offer, and I like the matchup on the road here tonight against the Arizona Coyotes. That Coyotes team is not afraid to take penalties, averaging 4.2 minor penalties per game, and this is a strongly correlated line stack here. All 3 of these guys playing big minutes together 5-on-5, and all play up on that Blues #1 power play, and all 3 of these guys actually lead this Blues team in points. You got Thomas with 17, Bush with 11, Kyrou with 10, and all 3 of those guys lead this Blues team in shots on goal as well. And then another line stack that I like here tonight is that first line for the Nashville Predators. We got Ryan O'Reilly centering Philip Forsberg and Gustav Nyquist. Another pretty affordable line stack here considering the upside they offer, and another strongly correlated line stack with all 3 of these guys playing up on the Preds #1 power play, and they have played well together here, especially as of late, having combined for 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points in their last 5 games, essentially averaging over 4 points per game, and Ryan O'Reilly and Forsberg have been playing very well together in general. Gustav really cheap at $4,000, makes sense to stack him up here, but O'Reilly and Forsberg both rank in the top 15 across the NHL in expected goals, so the chances have been there, and they've been finishing on those chances. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. We're trying to get Slydog Sports here to 4,000 subs by the end of the year. If you haven't subbed yet here today and you can help us out there, again, I would really appreciate that. I'm going to have hockey content coming out for you guys all year long. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards, and the first guy that I got there is Frank Vatrano of the Anaheim Ducks, priced at $7,300 tonight in a good matchup at home against the Montreal Canadiens, a team that has really struggled defensively this year, allowing 3.56 goals per game. That's the 7th most in the NHL. They've struggled on the penalty kill, ranking 25th out of 32 teams, hitting at just a 74.5% rate, and they actually lead the entire NHL in minor penalties per game at 4.8, so we should see the Ducks get quite a bit of power play time here tonight, and honestly, I like the Ducks in general at home here, but Vatrano has been very good for them in general, leading this team in goals, expected goals, shot attempts, and shots on goal, playing up on that first line and #2 power play. Now, I mentioned there's quite a few studs on this slate here tonight, some nice high-priced options in the 7, 8, or 9K range, but I wanted to highlight some value that was sticking out to me here in the 4 and 5K range. First being Nazem Kadri here, the Calgary Flames, priced at $5,600 in a matchup on the road against the Nashville Predators. Now, he's got 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points in 18 games, but I do expect positive regression to come his way as he leads this Flames team in expected goals, shot attempts, and shots on goal. And I think we might be able to attack this Calgary power play as well, because the Preds have really struggled on the penalty kill this year, hitting at just a 71.5% rate. That's the 3rd worst in the NHL. We're going to see Kadri play on that second line, play on the number 1 power play, and should log around 18 minutes here tonight. I then got Valeri Nichushkin here, the Colorado Avalanche, priced at $5,200. For whatever reason, DraftKings just doesn't want to price this guy up, but I'll continue to take advantage of it. Matchup at home here tonight against the Vancouver Canucks. You know, it's the same song and dance. It's a great opportunity spot for him, playing up on that first line with McKinnon and Rantanen, playing on that Avalanche number 1 power play, and he's been good here as of late. He's got 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points in his last 7 games, and again, I think we can attack this Avs power play in general, as the Canucks penalty kill is really struggling right now, hitting at just a 71.5% rate in their last 6 games. The next guy I got on my list here then is Jared McCann of the Seattle Kraken, priced at $5,000 tonight in a great matchup at home against the San Jose Sharks. We all know how bad this Sharks team has been to start the season, a team that's allowed 4.17 goals per game, the most in the NHL. They have the 6th worst penalty kill, hitting at just a 72.7% rate, and they're a team that's not afraid to take penalties, having averaged close to 4 minor penalties per game. Now, I went with McCann here, but you can really go with any one in the top 3 lines for the Kraken here tonight. That's how good the matchup is. But McCann leads this team in goals, leads the team in shot attempts, and shots on goal as well, playing up on their first line and number 2 power play. And then I had my finger on a few guys here in the 4K range, but ultimately ended up here with Philip Kurashev of the Chicago Blackhawks, priced at $4,300 tonight in a great matchup on the road against the Columbus Blue Jackets. He has played very well up on that first line and number 1 power play with Connor Bedard. He's got 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points in 10 games this year, and this Blue Jackets team is really struggling right now. They might even be worse than the San Jose Sharks at this point. They've lost 9 straight games, allowing 4.11 goals per game. Now, some other 4K plays here that I did like tonight were Dylan Strome of the Washington Capitals and JJ Peterka of the Buffalo Sabres. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and I finally felt like it was time to highlight Cale Makar. I probably don't need to do that. We all know how good he is, but he is truly on a heater right now, and I wanted to acknowledge that. Priced at $7,900 tonight in a matchup at home against the Vancouver Canucks, he is truly firing on all cylinders right now. He's got 1 goal, 15 assists, 16 points in just his last 7 games, averaging over 2 points per game. A guy who plays around 23 plus minutes per night, up on that Avs number 1 power play, which again, I think we can target in this matchup, considering how bad Vancouver has been on the penalty kill here as of late. Now, paying up for players is great, but let's highlight some of the value that I found here tonight, and there's some nice plays at the defenseman position in the 3 to 4K range. First guy I wanted to highlight was Vince Dunn of the Seattle Kraken, priced at $4,600 here tonight, again in a great matchup at home against the San Jose Sharks. Finding the score sheet has not been an issue for Dunn this year. He's racked up 3 goals, 15 assists, 18 points in 20 games, including 11 points in 9 games at home this year. Again, just a great spot in general to where we can stack up that Kraken number 1 or number 2 power play. Dunn is a guy who's going to play 23 plus minutes here tonight and obviously has that offensive touch. Another defenseman offering some nice value here in the low 4K range tonight is Torrey Krug of the St. Louis Blues, priced at $4,300, again on the road against the Arizona Coyotes. Now, he did start the season just a little slow, but has found his game here as of late, posting 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points in his last 6 games, averaging around 21 minutes per game. Now, we can play him as a one-off if we wanted to, but it also makes sense to stack him up with that first line that I highlighted earlier, being that all 4 of those guys play up on the Blues' number 1 power play. Now, just like Valeri Nichushkin, Devon Toews of the Colorado Avalanche is not being priced up, so I'll go back to him again here tonight at $4,000. He has played very well here as of late. 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points in his last 6 games, hitting 14 plus DraftKings points in 5 of those 6 games. That's over 3x value at this current price. A guy who plays around 23 minutes per game, plays on the Avs number 2 power play, and gets big minutes on their penalty kill. Now, some other 3K plays that I liked here tonight were Provorov, Sandin, Brady Shea, Luke Hughes, and Jamie Alexiak. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you. Again, 14 games tonight, 28 different goaltenders to choose from. There's a number of different routes that we could go, but I'm going to highlight Linus Ullmark here of the Boston Bruins, priced at $7,900 here tonight in a matchup on the road against the Florida Panthers. He has been great once again this year with a 6-1-1 record to start the season, save percentage of .928, and a goals allowed average of 2.23, averaging close to 18 Draftkings points per game. He ranks 11th out of 59 qualified goaltenders this year in goals save above expected per 60 minutes. And we do have that narrative here of getting revenge on the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year and the Florida Panthers. But overall, Ullmark just one of the better goaltenders in the NHL and always offers some nice upside. And then a cheaper goaltender that I liked here tonight was Carter Hart of the Philadelphia Flyers, priced at $7,100 in a matchup on the road against the Islanders. Now, he can be a bit of a roller coaster ride when you play him. Some nights he's great. Other nights you go, what the hell? How is this guy an NHL goaltender? But he has, for the most part, been pretty damn good this year. He's 6-3-0 with a save percentage of .919 and a goals allowed average of 2.40. And I just like this matchup here against the Islanders. The Isles average 2.53 goals per game. That ranks 29th out of 32 teams, but average 31 shots on net per game. That's basically mid-pack here in the NHL, ranking 16th, but 30-plus shots on net, I'll absolutely take that considering the price here for Hart. And as always, going to wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got is Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars, priced at $3,800 here tonight. And sure, this is a tougher matchup against the Golden Knights, but Seguin is on fire right now. 8 points here in his last 4 games, where he's hit 14.5, 18, 21.5, and almost 29 DraftKings points in those 4 games. I'll absolutely take that, considering this price here. The next guy I got here then is Nhl Dfs of the Seattle Kraken. Mentioned earlier, we could probably play anybody for the Kraken here tonight at home against the San Jose Sharks, but Dfs plays on their third line, plays up on their #1 power play, does have a really nice shot, and he started the season a bit slow with just 4 points in his first 10 games, but has started to turn it on here as of late with 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points in his last 10. And then the last guy that I got there is Lukas Reichel of the Chicago Blackhawks. It finally happened. He's playing up on that first line right now with Connor Bedard. I've been waiting for this for a while. This should be the future here of the Chicago Blackhawks. Reichel priced at $3,100. It's really an opportunity play, playing up on that first line in #1 power play, but I also love that matchup against the Columbus Blue Jackets as well. All right, everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 14-game slate. And in the meantime, I'm out of here.